Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to the video. So we're going to be in the even 90 for this replay, and we're going to be looking at Erlenberg. Now, I'm sorry, Ruinberg, guys. And Ruinberg is an interesting one, okay? Like Ruinberg, this map is not made for light tanks at all, right? But there's some tricks that I can show you, especially for a newer player. Those that are watching that know this map well or just know the game well, this might not help you. These particular tips might not be that useful. But what I want to show you is just kind of explain how this map works. I talk about it all the time in my stream, and what I want to show you is how much of an advantage the north side has on this map. Now let me just pause right here as I'm approaching this bush. Now you're not going to see a lot of this play with me in the even 90 because the even 90 is not really a brawling tank, but I want to point out something very, for me it's kind of obvious, but very helpful and useful for players that don't understand how the east part of this map works. And this is very important, guys. I don't have the free replay camera, unfortunately. For whatever reason, when I downloaded Aslanes, the free replay camera mod is not working. And I did download it, but sometimes it gets weird with the way the patches work. But I'm going to show you from this angle. There's a building over here. And I've explained this in other videos before too, but there's a building, I believe it's actually this one right here. If you look at this building, it's tough to do, guys. I apologize because the free replay camera doesn't work right now. But there's a building right here that allows someone like the Sharfooter to pull up here without being spotted or shot by enemy tank destroyers or even mediums or whatever back here. This is vital because what it allows you to do is take a position like this and smack the UDES 14-5 right here. So the Shar, if he's uncontested and no one is sitting in this area, he can pull up between these two buildings and shoot between these two buildings and hit the UDES like consistently. And this is vital, guys. I'm telling you, people do not understand how the eastern portion of this map works. Generally speaking, some people do, but I feel like a majority of players do not understand how that works. They don't understand the advantage that you have here. Because from the south spawn, it's not really the same. You do have these two buildings, and yeah, you have some cover here. There's also like a bush right here. But as you come up, you can easily get hit by a tank destroyer that's sitting like where the ISU is. So it's not quite the equivalent, right? And this is something I want to point out to you guys at the start of the battle so that you understand that. Now, we'll watch the rest of this replay from the even 90s perspective, where I'm trying to use these bushes as best I can, right? I'm going to pull in here. I'm trying to spot basically anything that's sitting out in this area, and look, we spot the T92 coming in. That's good information. Even if nobody gets any shots into him, still information. We have the T92 here. Any information you can acquire when you are in a light tank, guys, or even any tank, is going to help the team. Now, I'm going to go on 2 times here so you can kind of see what I'm doing here. All I'm doing is kind of poking this bush, but the most important part is you can see that I'm actually trying to get into these bushes here because I want the angle through these bushes to spot anyone that's back in this area. It's all about angles, guys, and how you can get, you know, these right. It's you don't want to have another bush right here, right? Because it's going to cut down on who you're able to spot, right? CVS does help, but like you're never going to spot anyone if you're trying to look through this bush as well as these, right? I mean, these are obviously see-through, but I think you guys understand what I'm saying, right? The more bushes that you have in front of you, the harder it's going to be to, you know, spot enemies through the bushes. You can obviously figure this out on Prokhorovka. If you needed to really understand the game mechanics, you'll know right away on Prokhorovka where you drive through the bushes and sometimes you don't spot people until you're right on top of them, right? So we're coming to this area, guys, and this is a play that I make sometimes on Ruinberg. It really depends on what the enemy team is doing. I was able to slide in here, but what you have to be careful about is not to get spotted by people that are up here or anything, or people that are in this little pocket or over here. I made it work, and we got here, and you can see we spot the Object 261, we spotted the AT-15, and this was a vital play. We're at a little over 2K spotting, but it's still not making that much of a difference, right? Like the game is still pretty close. This is, however, really one of the only plays that you can make in the even 90 on this map, right? These are the only bushes you have. I mean, I could try and YOLO this way. It's very, very dangerous. But we're getting some spotting damage on the Skoda behind me and also the Waffle a little bit here. I think the 103 we did have lit at one point, but I don't think we lit him this time around. I believe it's the Sharfooter that's doing that. But here's a good position that you guys can take on this map. Now, again, I've said this in my latest video, I don't like to clickbait you guys. I've recently been watching actually a couple of new YouTubers, and obviously you guys watch like the Yuxin and some of these other big time streamers, and I feel like sometimes like a lot of it is clickbait, and I don't blame them at all because I understand how YouTube works, but they will get you guys to see some position that they made work in a 1 in 100 situation, right? And Waffle gets a really crazy blind shot here on me. That was insane that he knew exactly where I was sitting, but I knew it was a blind because his gun was kind of like he was trying to find it, right? Where I'd be sitting, and he got the perfect angle. It was a beautiful blind shot, but he doesn't take it anymore. Actually, he does take a couple more, but I think he shoots in this area. But anyway, guys, I could make some videos that are much more clickbaity if I wanted to, but I just don't enjoy that. I want to show you guys the realistic, situations, realistic games, realistic scenarios, and I want to explain to you how you can make certain positions work on certain maps in certain games, right? These 1 in 100 situations that you see where these streamers are like, this new secret spot, only 0.001% of players know this spot. And it's like, it's a phenomenal title. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to insult these people that make titles like this. It's a great clickbait title, but in reality, dude, probably like 20% of players know these positions that these people are taking. I watched the video and I'm like, dude, I've been in that position 100 times, and maybe 2 times have I gotten the situation that you've gotten, and this is why I just don't like to clickbait you guys. I want you guys to see a realistic game. This was just a game I played on Ruinberg, a random game. I kind of made it work a little bit, and a pretty close game, nothing insane. It wasn't like we had 10 red tanks over here and everybody just lit up and I did 10k spotting, right? I don't want to show you guys that. I want to show you what you're going to get most of the time, right? So we're finally going to push up now, and this is what you can do when you're in this situation, guys. If you win the city, you can see how I'm using the E4 as my cover here. If you win the city and you're too scared to push this, look, I have 300 HP. If I push into this, like this is a big issue. One shot and I'm dead, but I need to spot these guys and get behind them. So what I'm going to do is actually come through the city instead, and I'll finally go to 1 times as we're coming to a close here, guys. But I spot the SU-14 too. I'm going to go after this guy. The E4 actually misses the shot on him, but we're going to kill the SU-14, and now you can see that 2 of these guys are being lit, but now me and the E4 can actually come around and backdoor these guys, and that's what we need to win this game. So we're gonna do that. Again, up to this point, guys, I have 8 spots, 0 damage, okay? 0 damage. It's not always about the damage. This map is one of those maps that usually requires light tanks to do damage, and in this case, it just wasn't there for me, We could have tried to brawl with people on the 0 line, but I made some more risky plays trying to spot, and, that's what we did. The Waffle was the only person to actually hit me, and he hit me for 2/3 of my HP. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is. Artie left and Waffle, and this is it, guys. And now we can come up this way. I can get right on top of the 261 here. He's actually going to miss the shot, I believe. Oh no, he doesn't even take it. I get 1 into him there, doesn't pen. I get the second one though, and that's a pen, and then the Waffle cleans me up. The Waffle was the only person to get shots into me. Artie is able to take that shot. I get all the spotting because the E4 was still behind the bushes, guys, so you couldn't quite spot him yet, It's more game mechanic stuff for you guys. And we ended with 35-34 spotting and just 1 shot of damage, guys. Actually, a little over 1 shot of damage because we cleaned up this guy, right? And we had 1 full shot on the Artie down here, and that's it. I did 253 damage, guys. That's it. But we did 3,500 spotting, and we came out with the win, and that's what is important here. So let me show you guys the end plates, but hopefully you can understand where I'm going with this. This is a great closing area actually to be in because I can show you how this works, right? You see this build, these 2 buildings right here? You can easily come in like this, not even get spotted unless someone's sitting right here. This is another secret spot. I like to sit right here as a light tank because it prevents people from doing this crap usually. You kind of have an angle here, sort of, if they come a little too far, right? But you can also catch them trying to poke like around. You guys just have to be in this area to really fully understand it, but I'm telling you, the north spawn has such an advantage here because you can pull up like this, guys, and smack people that sit in these areas. I'm telling you, people sit in between the 8 and 9 squares on around E and F. It's like F 8.5 and E 8.5. These little pockets right here. This is people just sit right here and don't do anything. And that's why I want to emphasize in this video, guys, try the 0 line. Try it. Just try and play around with it from both spawns, but mostly from the north spawn and see what you can do with it. Hopefully that helps you guys out. Let's take a look at the end plates. I have 2 of them opened. I'm hoping they're both just the same, but let's take a look, guys. So this ended up being a second class game for me. 38-22 spotting, so I think we got a little blind spotting, and 253 damage. That's it, guys. We only did 253 damage. I'm not very happy with that, but sometimes it's just the way it is in the even 90. When I'm doing 3k plus spotting, I'm totally cool with doing literally 0 damage. TVP had a really good game here. And yeah, we had 1 kill, guys. 961 experience from all that spotting, right? So we were up top by experience. And then here's the detailed report, guys. We made 85k, banked 11k into the credit reserve. 38-22, 253. This is still over 4k combined. 3 shots fired, 2 pens. Like, what the heck, man? But hopefully this helps you guys out on Ruinberg. And that's it, guys. If you aren't subbed to the channel, go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more information and games and whatever with light tanks, because that is what I focus on. Like 95% of what I do, what I play, what I enjoy, whatever, guys, is light tanks, right? So if you're interested in learning more about light tanks and even game mechanics stuff and all that, subscribe, guys, and I promise you, you will be getting multiple videos a week. I try to post one almost every single day, but sometimes it's tough depending on what my work schedule looks like, etc. Right? So that's it, guys. Hope you enjoyed. Hope this helps you out, and I'll see you very soon for the next one. Bye-bye now.